Hello beautiful, welcome back to Nat's Beautiful Life. Today I'm going to be doing my January wrap up as well as a little health update for you. I will put that towards the end in case you're someone who doesn't really care about that. But I did have a heart procedure on the 18th of January and I am recovering. My voice is not good because I was intubated while I was in the OR, and the swelling and all that has gone down, the soreness, but my voice isn't back yet. So anyway, I'll talk about that a little bit towards the end of the video, but I'm going to talk about what I read in January. I have read some really good stuff this month. I've started off with a bang, so I'm excited about that. But yeah, let's just get started. The first book that I read this month was a little different for me. For the pattern that I've been putting forth this past 2018, but I did the Storied Life of AJ Fikry by Gabrielle Zevin. I gave this 3.75 stars. I really enjoyed it. It follows AJ Fikry's life from a certain point to another point, and he there's a child that comes that shows up in he owns a bookstore. Let me just say that. He owns a bookstore. And his favorite things are short stories and anthologies. So he falls in love. There's a child that's left at his bookstore. He has a new best friend. Just all these different changes in his life. And what I realized like halfway through or a third of the way through was like his favorite thing was short stories. And this book is written in short story form through parts of his life. So I really enjoyed it. And this is a book that everybody can read. So whether you're a teenager or you're a grandma, everybody will enjoy this book. So I highly recommend it. I'm looking forward to reading some more stuff from Gabrielle Zevin because of it. The next book was the Girls Night Out Book Club Book of the Month for January. And that is, that was A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. It's usually white and has like different colors here, but I have the collector's edition that is signed and all that jazz, and it has like these illustrations and stuff in it. But I really enjoyed the book. You've probably heard this described like 1,000 times on BookTube, so I'm just gonna share briefly. There are 4 worlds, and not all the worlds are exactly the same, but they have some things in common. One of those things is London is exactly the same on all 4 worlds. So there's the gray world, which is us. There's the red world, which is rich in magic. You have white London, which is drowning, like being drained of magic. And then you have black London, who the magic like destroyed them, and nobody really knows what's going on there anymore. And there's these certain magicians that are called Antari, and they're the only ones who can travel between the worlds at this time because the doors were closed between the Londons. So this is the story of Kel and someone else that I don't want to give away because I want you to read the book and find out. And I love her, and I love Kel, and these are good characters. I really like them. But the story is really good, and it sets itself up for future stuff, and there are 2 more books in the series which I do plan on reading, so I do recommend it. I think I gave this one 4.5 stars, so highly recommend. Very good book. The next book that I have was actually an audiobook. So until I had my surgery, I was traveling and spending the weeks with my parents in Jacksonville to help take care of my dad, who's not well, and so it's a couple of hours there and back. So when I'm driving, I like to listen to an audiobook, and then also when I was in the hospital, I had to lay flat for a bit, and then I had to be on bed rest for like 7 hours where I couldn't get up at all. So sitting up and reading a book, I was in a lot of pain, so it wasn't really like gonna happen, but I'd listen to the same audiobook that I'm gonna talk about, and it is utter trash. Like it's and I love it. It is a book about killer mermaids. It was Into the Drowning Deep by Mira. I did not realize until I actually picked up the physical copy as well at the library, But I didn't realize until I saw the picture that Mira Grant is Shauna Maguire. They're the same person. Didn't know that. And it's funny, it's because the writing as Mira Grant versus as Shauna Maguire is different, and a lot of the subject matter is different based on what name she uses too. So that's impressive, I gotta say. But Into the Drowning Deep by Mira Grant, there is a like a channel, like a network, so kind of like the Sci-Fi Channel, who wants to send this group in a boat to discover mermaids. Now they figure there are no mermaids. It's kind of like how there's like, all the Bigfoot shows and stuff, and you never find Bigfoot, but people still watch them and they believe. And so they're like sending them out to find mermaids where it's been rumored that mermaids are. They find mermaids, and they are not Ariel. They eat them all. And later the ship is found, and they have all the footage, so they know that they found mermaids. Well, this book takes place 7 years later, and they're sending another ship, but they're like going to be more prepared for the killer mermaids. But you find yourself, rooting for some of these characters. Other characters, you're just like, yeah. But it's really good. I did enjoy it. I think I gave it, what did I give you? I gave it 3 stars. Just because, like I said, it's not literature. It's not like an amazing book, but it's cryptozoology. It's fun. I did not kind of like the ending where they found like how they defeated or distracted the mermaids. I thought that was crazy, but I mean, it's killer mermaids anyway, so I'm accepting that, but not accepting the other. Whatever. But I really did like it. If you like that type of thing, you'll enjoy that book. And the audiobook was great. The narrator was really, really good, and I really enjoyed listening to her. The next book, I have wanted to read this for so long, and I finally got to. Grey Sister by Mark Lawrence. This book, I'm not going to tell you too much about this one because it's the sequel to Red Sister. Red Sister is, okay, so they are on a planet or in a world, in a world where the ice is encroaching and everybody lives around the equator of their planet, and it's about a 50-mile stretch. And then there's this empire. The main religion that people follow is the ancestor, and so there's convents for the ancestor. Most of them are towards like people who want to be like holy nuns that like worship the ancestor and all of that jazz. But there are a couple of convents that actually train Red Sisters, Grey Sisters, Holy Sisters, and Mystic Sisters. And so the Red Sisters are like battle warrior queen nuns. The Grey Sisters are like spies and just like masters of disguise and poisons and all kinds of things. The Holy Sisters, and everybody gets trained and everything, but then when they kind of devote themselves to one thing, then they really become masters of that thing. So then there's Holy Sisters, and then there's Mystic Sisters who have the ability to walk the path and can like change things and control things. They see like how everything is connected by strings, and so they can actually like change the strings or something. But that's basically it. And we follow Nona, who is a orphan, pretty much. Not really, but yes. She's taken and she becomes a part of the convent, and there's some like foreshadowing within the 2 books, and then it takes you through her journey, and then where that final battle, which I'm assuming in the final book we'll finally get. The next book comes out in April, and it's called Holy Sister. I thought that might be the end, but I don't know. They could come out with a Mystic Sister, and that could be the end. But these books follow the same pattern of being very, like things are happening the whole time, and it's enjoyable. But it's a lot of background and things like that, and setup for the first part of the book, and then when the major action happens, it doesn't stop. So this is really good. I give this a 4.7 stars. I highly recommend the series. It is high fantasy, so if you're not into like that and like a slow burn to get to what's the big picture, then you won't enjoy it. But if you like high fantasy, if you like big stories, epics type things, then you will love this. Alright, so let me take a little sip. I'd be so glad when my voice is back. I cannot stand this. Anyway, I'm out of breath really quickly too. Anyway, the next book is Bay. Okay. Crooked Kingdom. I read Six of Crows last year and I really loved it. This book is even better, and I mean, I loved Six of Crows. But the first part of Six of Crows, you do have to get in, like, it takes a minute to get into it because it is background. It's giving you setting and it's giving you the characters. And then when the action starts, it doesn't stop. This one, you know where they are, they know who everybody is. It takes place like a week after Six of Crows, so you are dropped in the action right away, and it does not stop. It is a 536 page book. I think I read it in 2 or 3 sittings or days because I couldn't put it down. This book is amazing. Six of Crows follows this gang called the Dregs, or a group of people in the gang called the Dregs. They are doing a heist type situation, and that's all I'm going to say because I do not want you to be spoiled for anything. But this book is amazing. It is, I give it 5 stars. Highly, highly recommend this series. And I do have right there the Grishaverse. It's the first 3 books in this world, and I'm going to read those because I haven't read those yet. I picked up Six of Crows first. Which I think is okay, but I have a feeling that I missed some things about who people are because they're in there. But I'm going to check that out and then go to King of Scars because some of my favorite characters I feel are in that as well. So, yes. Alright. So that's the 5 books that I finished. Because of all the sci-fi and fantasy and all of that I've been reading lately, except for the Storied Life of A.J. Fikry, I needed a little cleanser, so a little palette cleanse. So right now I am over halfway through The Moon and More by Sara Dessen. This is a YA contemporary, and sometimes, like, I like to do these in the summer, like beach reads and things like that, and it is cold as all get out outside, but like I feel like this kind of helps me warm up because it's at the beach. It is a cute book. It's not, you know, amazing, but it is a North Carolina author who doesn't live far from me, so I do like supporting that. I didn't realize that till I actually bought the book at a used bookstore. But anyway, very cute, and I'll just read the back. It says, at first glance, Emmeline seems to have it all. A great boyfriend, close-knit family, an idyllic beach town to call home, but now in the summer before college, Emmeline wonders if perfect is good enough. And then just some new players come in and some things happen. It's interesting. It is 400 and something pages long, 435 pages long. It is such an easy read that I started it yesterday and I'm on like 268. Like, it's, you know, it's like one of those, the words are a little bit bigger and it's just an easy read. And I've enjoyed it. It's probably going to be like a 3-star read for me because it's just a YA contemporary, nothing like super special. Alright, so those are my reads. Yeah, I will go ahead and let you know, I'm going to put in the description box. I thought my Girls Not Out book club stuff was in the description box, just like automatically, but I don't know that it is, so I'm going to make sure it is. We are also, I'm going to put the list of books we have for January through August. I'll put a link down there. You can click on it and print it out. And then we also do a game ever so often. So we're doing a game now. So if you'd like to be a part of that, you can print that out and be a part as well. You can join the Girls Night Out Book Club on Facebook and all that jazz. So, alright. So those are the books. And I'm going to take another sip. Alright. So, health update. So what happened was I was not feeling well. I thought that it was stress and just not feeling well because I do have a heart condition. But turns out, when I had a pacemaker, or I have a pacemaker, and one of the wires was broken and it wasn't working. So I've been walking around for months with just a dead pacemaker in my body. So they had to go in through the top and remove everything. So the wires were 15 years old. The box itself was only 4. But they had to remove everything, and there's a greater chance of them putting a hole in your heart, or there being a hole in your heart, so they have to have like a special cardiac trauma team in the room and all this stuff in case they need to crack your chest. So it's like a lot more involved than just changing a pacemaker box out, which isn't really that big of a deal. So that happened. And then they actually went through, they came at my heart from the top and the bottom. So then they went through the groin, up the femoral artery area, and with a catheter, and placed a wireless pacemaker, which is about the size of a pill, which is awesome. If I can find a picture of it, I'll put it up there. But it's the micro pacemaker thing, and that's what happened. So I have been home for over like a week and a half, maybe I've been home, and I'm just exhausted all the time, and like, so I'm just recuperating. The wounds and everything are healing well. Like I said, my voice, you can tell, is not there yet. But otherwise, I think I'm on track to getting where I should be. I'm not quite on a normal schedule yet or anything, and I feel like it's time to kind of try and do that, but when I tried, I was like, for instance, yesterday was the first time I drove myself anywhere. I went and got like a pedicure, and then went and grabbed some lunch next door to the place, and came home, was in my office for like 20-30 minutes, and so I felt okay, but then I like went to bed for 3 hours. Like, it's like I have these bursts where I can do things, but then it's just like, I'm exhausted. So I'm having to just kind of spread myself a little bit without overdoing it. So that's where I am right now, but I am healing and doing well as far as I know. I see the doctor again on Tuesday, and we'll go from there. But thank you guys for all your prayers and all your kind words and flowers and cards and things like that. I appreciate it. So I will see you guys very soon in my next video. Have a great day, gorgeous.